Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
I'm great.
I can tell. You got great energy right there.
Thank you.
What's your name?
I'm Sam.
Sam.
Samuel Houle. Sam, yes.
Nice to meet you, Sam.
And your name, sorry?
I'm Angela Andronache.
Angela, nice to meet you.
Yes, pleasure to meet you. And your movie was?
Tape,
Oh.
a horror film. Yeah.
Oh. I was scared the whole time and I didn't even know why.
I didn't even know why either, because it's a very bizarre movie that has almost no real plot to it. It's just this being that loves tape and loves to win almost. You know?
Are you the director of the film?
Director, actor, main actor, and main writer. Actually, I threw a lot of this together last minute. Had some of my friends come on. Even a friend came from out of town. He was at a bar 2 blocks from the place we were filming. Came on and was the drunk in the movie. So a lot of it was very, very, much in that 48 hours just thrown together. So
That's incredible to be all a one man shot. You do everything.
definitely not everything. I don't want to take away from everybody I worked with. But in terms of editing and directing, that was truthfully on me and producing as well. And I do want to shout out my director of photography, Devin, my key grip Hunter, my co-producer and writer Gavin, and anyone else who acted, Libby, Phoenix, Hunter acted as well, Ben, if I'm not missing anyone, Julia, and of course Baby Flo. So
Julia, we hear you.
yes, she's out there as well. Yeah.
So if you were to think, how did you come up with an idea like this in such a short time?
So when we got horror, we figured, okay, this is great. It's something we can work with that, is very low budget. We can make it our own. And so we went ultimately with a stalker kind of horror film, because our original idea was sort of AI, sci-fi centered, and it was dialogue heavy, and it was really just too much, we felt, to put it all into one, 48 hours. Especially with us as amateur actors, we felt like that needed a much better, more serious delivery. Whereas this could be more fun. I even had like that little walk that I had with the horror, the psychopath and that was the main character. So it allowed for more creative expression that way. That's why we chose something that was much more visually based, music based, all of that. So
Who came up with that funny walk?
me. We originally just whoever was directing me when I was in the shot, because I was half directing, half acting, said that I should have some sort of strut. And then I put in the doo-wop, and they realized, all right, that's it. So it was a collaboration of a few.
So it was during the filming, you didn't think about that when
Yeah, a lot of the writing
just
happened. Yeah, the writing happened as we were filming too. It was a mix of it. It wasn't like we had a set script and went with it. It was malleable the whole time. So
you're doing something like Charlie Chaplin did.
Yeah.
When he did his first movie, it took him 3 years to make it.
Yeah, that did not take us 2 years. 3 years. I had very little sleep, probably a few hours a night tops. So definitely different than a few years, but it was great. It was really fun.
What was the most challenging thing that you had to experience during this project?
That's a good question. I mean, honestly, just that weekend hit, and I had a lot of family issues that just came up independent of this, and so dealing with my personal life and this at the same time, juggling it and editing in the last day, it was a hassle, hence why I got very little sleep, but it was so fun and I wouldn't have changed it for the world. So
Is this your first time when you did a 48-hour film short?
yes, first time 40-hour film short. I work in production of film in general, but I just heard about this within the last year and I couldn't wait to try it out. So
If you were to prioritize, what was the most thing that you prioritized during this project compared to other projects that you did before?
That's a good question. Because this was so quick and close-knit, whereas I normally prioritize, I feel like being very meticulous and producing to the nth degree and making sure that all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. This was much more about prioritizing the improv about it and just being friendly with each other and with my friends and just seeing what comes out of that, as opposed to being very structured,
That's a great answer. Great question, great answer.
Yeah.
How was your experience? Because you had to deal with a lot of people, perhaps. Maybe not a lot, because how was to deal with them for 48 hours straight?
But by the end of, the way it happened is that Friday night we wrote for the most part, slept, woke up, midday we started shooting Saturday. And by the time it was like 11 or 12 p.m. Friday night, because we shot till probably 2 a.m. at least, anytime my friends were making little jokes about like, oh, what if we throw this in or this in, just to piss me off. There was a point where I started to hit, I feel like, a boiling point, and I was just like, all right, stop. And these are my good friends, so like I wasn't being mean or anything, but I was being forceful, like, all right, I know we joked, but we gotta get this done. And it's
you were
very,
I'm sure you were mean a little bit.
maybe a little mean, a little commandeering, but I had to because we were all delirious and tired, and if I didn't keep it on track, we would not have got the shots, and mine took place almost fully at night. So once Saturday night hit, that was the last time we could make any night shots, so we had to do everything that night. So
was there something in the film when you filmed, you finished everything, and at the end you realized you missed something?
Yes.
Always happens.
Always happens, yeah. So I actually submitted legitimately with 28 seconds to spare. Like within the last minute, I pressed submit, so I had no breathing room. And we actually wanted a couple more scenes to be put in it to kind of flesh out the story a little more. One at the beginning and one partway through. And also in terms of like a dialogue scene, kind of changing the editing so it seemed more human, more realistic. So yeah, it was really like one major scene at the front end, that would have helped set up, I think, the landscape, and then some editing changes in the middle that once we submitted and rewatched it, I was like, ooh, I wish I could have done that. But you know, hindsight's 2020, and in 48 hours, I think that was good enough.
If there would be something you could change about this project to make it better, what would it be?
For us, it would have been sound. So we, you know, even though we use an iPhone 14 Pro to shoot, that wasn't terrible. Some people said they didn't even notice it was an iPhone. That's not a problem, but the sound quality when it came to dialogue, I think had been much better. We try to do it as low budget as possible, but you know, even if we had put a few hundred more in for a rental, I think that would have been worth it. So,
how much did you spend to make this project happen?
Under $100. So
under $100, you can be a filmmaker.
Yes.
Well, unless you need a few more things. You need a few.
I say under $100. We also already had our phones, so you know that costs something
Right.
ahead of time. But in terms of the day of, we got some fake blood, some extra props, but most of the time it was probably 80, 90, 100 bucks, something like that. So
You had a makeup artist on the set?
we did actually. My good friend Libby Haga, who was the original dead body with the baby, she does clown makeup and those kind of things at parties, and so she was able to help with some of the makeup as well. Yeah.
That's great. How was the night shoot going on?
The night shoot was all right. We definitely got pretty tired and delirious towards the end of it, but I mean, a lot of us are night owls anyways, so it wasn't like it was too much difference. And
That sounds like a lot of fun with you guys. Yes, definitely. Did you make any new friends during this time?
tonight, I mean, I met a bunch of friends. That night was just people I already knew. But yeah, I mean, I met the filmmakers of Our Brother, Chastity Hart. I met the filmmakers of It Is What It Is, Ethan something, I'm not remembering his last name. Blackbird, I believe it's called. I met Daniel and Lissandro. So I mean, there's a bunch of filmmakers here that I've never met before, and they've even started talking about the chance to work on films at the end of October. So we're already even collaborating there, which is nice.
So something like this, a challenge like this, it's really helpful for a filmmaker.
Absolutely, yes. Met people that I have not met, having worked in this industry down here for over a year at this point. So it's nice to see people that I don't normally see.
Was this the first time you did a 48-hour?
Yes, first time, yeah. I found out about it last year, but I couldn't do it. I was too late to sign up, and so I said I have to do it this year, and sure enough.
That's great. Well, thank you very much for having you and showcasing an iPhone what, 14?
iPhone 14 Pro, yeah.
iPhone 14 Pro.
A rig and also a lens for an anamorphic lens for some shots.
Okay, Apple, just watch out. Samsung's gonna come for you. Watch out. Well, yeah, that's gonna be a great, because I couldn't tell. At the beginning, you can't tell unless you tell us what was filmed on. Then we'll be like, that's a good point. Well, thank you very much, and wish you good luck on the ratings. Stay till the end for the networking event, and hope to see you again next time for the
You as well.
for the challenge.
Thanks so much.
Thank you very much, and see you next time. Bye.